Welcome to our online informational video. I'm glad you could all check in and watch and see what Lucky Shoe Riding Club has in store this season. My name is Courtney and I'm the director and a coach here at Lucky Shoe Riding Club. I started this club 4 years ago, and to watch it grow has been an amazing thanks to all of you. I have enjoyed watching everyone become amazing riders and grow in their confidence. It would not be possible if it wasn't for all of our amazing members, so thank you guys for joining us and getting your students involved. I'm going to start by introducing our amazing coaches this year. So to start off, I'm Courtney. I have been riding since I was a little girl. I started off doing just trail rides with my parents, and as I grew older, my sister and I decided we wanted to do 4-H. So my parents got us involved in 4-H, and we did that all through middle school and part of high school. And then in 3rd grade, I decided I liked doing gymkhana and rodeo events more. So my parents got us some gymkhana horses, and we started doing rodeos, and I did Little Britches all through middle school and high school. And then in college, I rodeoed for Adams State, and I competed in barrel racing. And now here I am coaching all of you amazing guys. So I started teaching lessons individually to 1 or 2 students when I was a freshman in college. And as time grew on, my sophomore year in college, I started the club. So it's been going 4 years. We started off with 15 kids our first summer, and then the next summer we went up to 30, 40, and last year we ended with 60 kids throughout the whole summer. So that is amazing, and I'm so thankful to all of you guys for bringing your kids, because we've been able to touch so many lives, introduce so many people to horses, and horses can do so many positive things. They teach us confidence, they teach us responsibility, they teach us patience, and the list goes on and on. So thank you for bringing your kids out to Lucky Shoe Riding Club so that they can experience horses and all the wonderful benefits they have. So the next coach I'm going to introduce is a new one that we're bringing on this year, and her name is Jordan Neely. So Jordan Neely grew up riding English, Western, and working cow horse, showing in 4-H and the American Quarter Horse Association. During her youth, she took lessons and clinics from nationally renowned dressage reining, Western pleasure, and cow horse instructors and trainers. She has competed locally and all around the state of Colorado. She has also experienced starting colts and trained finished horses. Jordan has been working with youth since aging out of youth programs herself in 2015. She is a 4-H resource leader in the San Luis Valley. In 2016, she became the SLV 4-H Horse Council President. The Horse Council's mission is to help local 4-H horse members succeed through sponsorship and enrichment programs. Beginning in 2017, she serves as the SLV Fair Horse Superintendent and responsible for organizing and overseeing horse shows at the SLV Fair. When not working on her small business or her master's degree, Jordan could still be found riding in the mountains or working with her young horses. And Jordan is going to be teaching our English lessons. So we are so excited to have her, because as you can see, she has a lot of background in 4-H, English, Western showmanship. So it's going to be awesome to have her in our club and teaching lessons. Our next coach is Trudy Rabal. She has been riding since she was a little girl, and she competes in barrel racing. She has been my hauling partner for probably the last 5 or so years, and we've gone to a lot of barrel races together and helped each other become better and better. So I'm so thankful to be having her on our team, because she's been to a lot of clinics. She's worked with a lot of other great barrel racers who's going to provide a lot of information and awesome knowledge to our program. So I'm so glad to have her, and let's welcome Trudy. Our next coach is Blair Vanderpool. He has been teaching at Lucky Shoe Riding Club since last year. So last summer was his first year. This year will be his 2nd year. He specialized in showing, so he does an awesome job at 4-H and has some amazing horses, and has worked with several different trainers and goes to all kinds of clinics. So he's an amazing resource to hear about Lucky Shoe Riding Club when it comes to just horses in general, 4-H, showing, and just general information about horses. So I'm so excited to have him here teaching our kiddos as well. Our next coach I want to introduce is Gail Davis. Will be her first year working here at Lucky Shoe Riding Club. Gail has been riding and showing for 40 years, starting in 4-H and Open, and then IBHA and ABRA, Buckskin and AQHA shows.
She is shown in halter, showmanship, hunter under saddle, western pleasure, and trail, earning her ROM in IBHA, English and Western Show Performance, and points in ARBA and AQHA, with numerous all-arounds. She was an all-around English and Western horse rider for the SLV Horsemen's Association in 1986. She was also Miss Alternate Stampede in 1983. She has recently, from 2001 to 2018, been in Washington State competing in Idaho and Washington B classes shows with her homebred horses. She has 2 grandchildren of her buckskin mare and won most of her awards with them. She served as an SLV 4-H Horse Council president from 1998 to 2000, where she underwent training to judge 4-H levels 1 through 4. She also judged some 4-H horse shows and gave a clinic to 4-H leaders during that time. Partnering with Louis Sowards and Jody Garcia, they coached her niece Samantha, Jody's 2 daughters, Jessica and JJ, and Louis's youngest, Jenna, to place at Colorado State Fair and AQHA shows in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Gail will be teaching lessons in several of these areas. So I'm very thankful to have her as well, because her knowledge is going to be amazing to have here at Lucky Shoe Riding Club for all of our students. Our next coach is Jill Francis. She has been teaching at Lucky Shoe Riding Club for the last 2 years. She is an amazing all-around person. She has experience in goat tying and roping. So she's going to be offering lessons in goat tying and roping. She was actually my college rodeo coach at Adams State University, and she is a champion goat tyer when she was in college. So she's an awesome resource to have here. And her family is amazing at roping, so she has tons of experience in both those areas. So I'm so thankful that she gets to come and teach all of our students how to goat tie and rope. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what Lucky Shoe Riding Club is. It is the opportunity for you to be able to learn how to ride, how to groom, how to care, and all the important things about horses without having to own a horse. So you get to come out here, we supply the horses and the tack, and you guys get a ride. You can also bring your own horse. So for example, if you have your own horse and you want to come to one of our lessons, you can come, we'll help you. If you have a problem, one of our coaches are more than happy to help you build that partnership between you and your horse. Okay, what other options that we do with Lucky Shoe Riding Club is they get to choose which area they want to learn. So for example, we have classes in horsemanship, English, trail course. We just have fun games where it's a beginner class, where if they want to learn just how to ride and how to have fun, we have classes for that. So then if you decide you want to compete, we have gymkhanas that we have. So gymkhanas are kids rodeos. So it's events like barrels, poles, keyhole, flags, goat tying, and I think that's all of them. So kids, we take the horses to these gymkhanas, and then the kids get to compete in all those events. And we'll go over more of that here in a little bit. Another option with Lucky Shoe Riding Club is we get to go on trail rides. So we have 2 different types of lessons. We have individual lessons, which are 1 hour, one-on-one with a coach, and we have 2-hour club lessons. So our club lessons are 2 hours, and they can have up to 5 to 7 kids in the class. So in the club, if your student is currently taking club lessons and they are attending once a week, they get to go on a trail ride. We'll go on a trail ride in May, and we'll go on another one in September. And they get to do that for free. That's just included with being part of the Lucky Shoe Riding Club. They also get the option to go to gymkhanas, and we ride in the parade. So if you're in the club and you're coming once a week and attending a club practice, which is 2 hours with 5 to 7 kids, you get the benefits of being in the parade, riding a horse in the parade, going on trail rides, and going on trail rides in May and September. So the other difference between club and individual is club is you get to be with other riders. So it's also good when you're riding to be able to watch other people and see how they do things and how they hold their body position and how they steer the horse, because that makes it easier to learn. And we can do other activities like games, which also increases our learning. So That's one benefit of club. But individual is also an awesome option because you get one-on-one with the coach. So if I'm having problems and I need my coach's attention right away, she's there and she doesn't have to deal with a few other kids too. So if you were doing individual, you get to go on the trail ride as well. However, it's going to cost an additional amount to go with the club. And you also get to be in the parade, but we reserve the horses for the club kids because they're putting in that extra time with the 2 hours a week. They're busting their butt, so they're trying to get there and get as much time on the horse so that they can get to ride in the parade, because it takes a lot of responsibility to ride a horse in a parade. There's scary things around, there's a bunch of people around, and if our kids don't have that responsibility and the knowledge and the respect of their horse, it can be a dangerous situation. So we try to reserve for the parade the club horses, but we do have a trailer as well. So if you're an individual lesson taker and you want to be in the parade, we have a trailer, so come hop out, join the rest of the kids, and come be a part of Lucky Shoe Riding Club. And the parade is the Stampede Parade. When you're signing up for classes for the month, we're going to do monthly prepaid. So at the beginning of the month, you're going to go through and decide which classes you want to take with which instructor, and then you will pay for them the first week of the month. So if you want to send it through online, the only form of online payment we accept is through Venmo or PayPal via friends and family. If it doesn't get sent through friends and family, there is a fee that they do add, so you will be billed for the fee. So to reserve your spot and to hold your spot for the rest of the month, they have to be paid for. If they are not paid for, your spot is not reserved. It will not be considered a lesson until it's paid in full at the beginning of the month, because we have over 60 students. So if you're not reserving your spot at the beginning of the month, I can't guarantee there's going to be a spot for you come the end of the month, and if it hasn't been paid for. If you choose to discontinue lessons once the month has started, no refunds will be given, because I have already blocked out that time for you so that nobody else can take it. So it's not fair if you decide at the end of the month or in the middle of the month that you don't want the lesson at the end of the month, because it's already been taken and somebody else can't take it, since everybody's booking at the beginning of the month. If you cannot make it because of an emergency, then please just contact me so that we can know and not bill you for it. If it's an emergency, if you get sick, then let us know right away. You need to let me, Courtney, and the coach that you're taking the lesson with know right away. So make sure you tell those to people, because I'm the one who deals with the billing and making sure you don't get charged or what you get charged for. And then your coach that you're taking a lesson with needs to know if you're going to show up or not, or if they should be worried about you. Okay, so cancellations. I need to have a 24-hour notice. So if it is not within 24-hour notice, you do not get a refund. The reason we do that is because each of our coaches, we plan out a schedule. We sit down, we have lesson plans. We don't just go by the seat of our pants. We sit down, we think about, what does your student need to work on? What does she need to get better at? What horse do I need to put her on? Is that bit working? Is that bit not working? So, courtesy to the rest of us, or to all the coaches here at Lucky Shoe Riding Club, it needs to be a 24-hour notice. If it's emergency reasons, if you get sick, you're throwing up, call us and let us know, because with all the stuff that's going on right now, if you have a cough or a runny nose, we definitely want you to stay home and not come out to Lucky Shoe Riding Club, because we don't want to infect everybody. So that will be allowed to be canceled within that 24-hour notice if you're sick. But then we need to reschedule. If the weather is bad, so say it starts snowing and raining, then we will cancel and we will reschedule for some time that week. So all makeup lessons must be rescheduled within 30 days of the missed lesson. Each student is permitted one makeup lesson per month. Lucky Shoe Riding Club or Courtney reserves the right to cancel or reschedule a meeting under the same policy as we just talked about. Okay, any no-show lessons will be held responsible for payment and not permitted to make up lessons. If a trainer fails to show up and they forget, then there will be no charge to you, and you'll be given a free lesson. Okay, another thing we need to talk about is grounding your student from riding will still be considered a paid lesson if missed due to parent consequences. So I understand that you guys want to take away riding if your child is being naughty, but understand this as well. It's not only a consequence for your child, but it's a consequence for me and all the other coaches, because we have sat down and we have scheduled out what we're going to teach your student, what we're going to work with, and we've also given up that spot for your child for somebody else. So if they're being grounded and not allowed to come to lessons, you still have to pay for it, because it is not fair to the rest of the coaches. Okay, payment. So after you sign up for each month, you can bring the payment the first week of lessons for the rest of the month. So with weather, let's jump back to weather because I just thought of something else. I try to let you guys know within 2 hours before your lesson, because I know a lot of you are driving from Alamosa and it takes 45 minutes to get here. So we want to let you guys know as soon as possible if the lesson is going to be canceled because of weather. So we will definitely try to tell you guys within a 2-hour period before your lesson. Okay, here's what you guys need to bring to your horseback riding lessons. You need to have a helmet. It doesn't matter if it is a bike helmet or a horseback riding helmet, just have some type of helmet, because when you're learning how to ride, your balance is not all there. You're still trying to figure out how to hold your body, how to keep your feet in the stirrups. So let's protect those heads and stay on our horses. The other things we need to have is boots. So have some type of shoe with a heel on the bottom of it, because if you fall off and your foot slips through the stirrup, you can be dragged and it's not a good thing. So make sure we have a boot, a shoe with the heel or a boot. That way your foot can't go all the way through the stirrup. Gloves. Have some gloves, because sometimes it gets really cold out here, and when you're holding onto those reins, your fingers get really cold and it makes it hard to hold on to them. And a water bottle. During the summer, it gets so hot, so please bring a water bottle. If you need to leave it out here, leave it out here. Leave your gloves in your water bottle. That way it's always here and we're not getting dehydrated. Okay, so when you come into Lucky Shoe Riding Club, there is a gate that gets into the parking lot. I know it sucks to open the gate. Trust me, I have to do it every single day, probably 4 times a day. So just open the gate and drive through. Drop your kids off and then drive. Actually have them open the gate for you. You turn around, you can drive out. The reason why is because if everybody parks on the grass, the grass is gonna die. And I have 20 horses out here that need to eat off of that grass, so I can't afford to have grass dying. So please open the gate, come in the driveway, turn around, and then leave when you're done dropping off your kids. If your kid is in lessons, then that means you are in lessons as well. Because when you guys just drop your kids off and don't know how to help them, when your child decides they want to compete in gymkhanas, or they want to be a part of the parade, or want to do our drill team show, you got to be able to know how to help them with their horse. So it would help me a ton if you guys can help learn how to maybe hold the horse, learn how to get the kid on and off the horse, saddle the horse, adjust their stirrups, maybe put the bridle in, because I am one person and we have 60 students, and not every time are all these coaches going to be out there at once. Most of the time it's probably going to be one coach with their group of students. So, and during big events, it's normally just me and maybe 2 other helpers. So the more the parents can help, the easier it is, because horses can be dangerous. They're big animals. So we need to be helping our kids, because they're tiny and they don't have the manpower to hold their horse or get on sometimes. So the more you guys know and the more you can help is going to be so beneficial to me. So instead of just driving, dropping off your kids, maybe get out of the car, help them catch their horse, talk to them about it. It's a good bonding experience for you and your child as well, because you get to see what they're learning and get to know where their interest and their passion is, because you get to learn about it. So ask them questions like, how do you saddle your horse? Where do we need to get the saddle? What about your bridle? I mean, that's just an awesome option for you to even grow closer to your children. Okay, so we have several awesome events coming up this summer. Hopefully they still happen with everything that's going on. We will go on a trail ride in May and September. So at the end of May, I usually take the kids and all the horses to the sand dunes to ride, which is pretty fun. Last year I think we had 22 horses or something like that. It was kind of crazy, but it was a good experience for everybody. And then in September we'll go somewhere as well. So we also take the students to Gymkhana. So what is a Gymkhana? Gymkhana is a kids rodeo. So they have different events. They have barrel racing, pole bending, flag race, keyhole, and goat tying. So what it is your student goes out there on their horse, they compete in barrel racing, and then they get the fastest time. So whoever has the fastest time wins. And the students can compete in every single event. So we go to Lahara every Thursday, and I take all the horses, and then all the students and the parents meet us there in Lahara, and the kids get to compete. And then we also put on a Gymkhana series. So this year, we are actually not going to have it at Lucky Shoe Riding Club. We are going to have it between Monte Vista and Alamosa at the Wagon Wheel Ranch. So that is going to be awesome because we can open it to the public, and we have room for parking, and it'll be a lot more spread out, and they have a big arena. So I will take all the horses, and then you guys can meet us there, and all the kids can compete. So that is for our individual students, individual lesson students, and our club students. So it doesn't matter if you're in one or the other, you will have the option to go and compete if you'd like. So how we do that is it's a buckle series. So your riders have the ability to win a belt buckle. So a high point winner gets a buckle in each age division. So there's 4 different age divisions, and they get points throughout the whole series. So there's going to be one June 2nd, June 9th, June 23rd, June 30th, and then July 7th possibly, and then the 14th and 28th for sure. So we're going to do that. We're going to try to do it starting at 6 o'clock Tuesday nights, and there's going to even be an age division for 18 and older, so adults can compete as well. So for example, let's say in the 18 and older age group, you have 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place. So first place gets 10 points, second place gets 8 points, and third point 6, fourth 4. So say at the first rodeo on June 2nd, you win first place. So you get 10 points in barrels, okay? On June 9th, you get second place, so you get 8 points. So you're gonna add those 2 points up. So 10 and 8, you get 18 points. So you're gonna do that through every single event. And by the end of the series, whoever has the most points is gonna get all around grand champion and reserve champion. And we'll do a little ceremony on July 28th and hand out the belt buckles. Okay, to be in the parade. So Stampede Parade, we bring all the horses, we have a trailer, and everybody's involved in that. And we are gonna kind of make it a little bit more strict this year because it's kind of been chaotic last year, and it's a lot less stressful for me because if we can all help each other and make sure we have a bunch of responsibilities. So here's what we're gonna do. In order to ride in the parade, you have to be attending lessons once a week starting in April all the way through July. I don't care if you have to miss one because of emergency, that's okay, but try to attend once a week. The reason why is because there's so much responsibility. And if your student is not respecting the horse and not paying attention and they're just there to have fun and not be responsible, we're asking for an accident. Okay? And we can't have that because horses are big, they're scary, they're in a whole different weight division than we are, and I don't want any of our kids to get hurt or the horses to get hurt because they have a lot of students they gotta take care of. So we need to respect our horses. So make sure if you want to be in the parade, you are coming to lessons and being the best rider that you can be. Okay, if you're signed up to do in the parade, you need to be signed up to ride in the parade by the end of June. That way we have it figured out which horses the kids are on and which day they're gonna ride. So we let the kids, so there's 2 days in the parade, Friday and Saturday. We let the kids ride the horse one day and the other day in the trailer. That way everybody has the option to ride. If your student is signed up, that means parents, you have to help with the float. Automatically, you're gonna help with the float because last year we only had maybe 3 parents show up to do the float, and that is not fair when 30 of our kids are in the parade. That's a lot of work for just some of us. So we need to all pull together and help each other out during this parade this year. Okay, so next let's talk about camps. We do overnight camps here at Lucky Shoe Riding Club. So we're going to do it a little bit different than the way we did it last year. The reason being is because it's hard when you have beginners and then you have the other kids who have been taking lessons for the last 3 years and they're a lot more advanced. So June 15th and 16th, we will be having an overnight beginner camp for ages 8 and up. This camp is a perfect opportunity for them to learn how to groom horses, lead, camp, compete in rodeo events, and establish long-lasting friendships. So this is for the kids that are just starting, just learning, and want to just get their foot in the door. So July 18th and 21st will be in our more advanced camp. So this is going to be for our club kids only and our lesson takers only. So that way everybody's on the same page, and usually when they start riding, when they're more advanced, they want to ride for longer hours. So we'll be able to get a lot more done, and it'll be a really awesome experience. So at these camps, what we do is we play a lot of games, we ride horses, we have some amazing food, we have a campfire, s'mores, and just an all-around awesome time. So if you want to sign your kids up, give me a call. We only have 20 spots in each camp, and right now both camps already each have 5 kids in them. So keep that in mind as well, that it probably will fill up pretty fast. Let's talk about committee sign-up sheets. I'm going to hang all the sheets in the parent waiting room at the barn. That way when you guys come to take lessons, you can sign up for a committee. We are going to need a Gymkhana committee. So people that are going to be able to sign up to help set up the patterns. So set up the barrels, set up the poles before the event, open gates, maybe help kids get off and on, a timer, somebody to help run the office. So I will set the committee up because without everybody's help, we won't be able to put this on as well. Okay, we also are going to do a fall show committee. That's kind of a long ways away, so because we do a fall show it's usually October. So what we do is each of our classes get to pick a song, and then they come up with a performance to the song. So it's a really fun way to end the year because the kids get to be creative. I let them pretty much do whatever they want as long as they're not in a dangerous situation, and they have a blast. So we need a committee to help organize the food. So we have like a big end of the year party where everybody brings some food and we just celebrate and have a good time. So we can sign up for that because the committee can also help with prizes, organizing food, organizing the schedule, anything that they can help with if you guys think of other stuff that'll make it better too. I'm all for the input. Okay, so next topic, we have fundraisers. So this has been a hard one for me because the last 2 years it has been really kind of chaotic. So we have the sponsorship letters, which that is on our website under the forms tab. If you guys want to go and download the sponsorship and print it out, and you can go around and ask business, would you be willing to sponsor my child, or have your kids go around and ask. And what it is whatever the sponsorship amount is, it goes directly towards your riding students' club fee or individual lesson fee. So say you get a sponsorship for $35. Okay, that's gonna cover your lesson. So that's an awesome way to be able to afford Lucky Shoe Riding Club lessons. Last year we did a cookie dough fundraiser, and it was an awesome fundraiser for all of you guys. But in the end, I lost a ton of money because we had to buy like 20 extra cookie doughs, and it's still in my freezer, and I've been eating cookie dough for a whole year. So if somebody else wants to take it up and be in charge of the fundraiser and get it out and do all that, then I'm gonna let you guys do it. Other than that, we probably aren't gonna do it because it takes a lot of my time to get that organized and get everything figured out. And to be honest, I need to be out there spending time with your kids or doing the invoicing, doing the website, and all the other things that it takes to run this club. So if any of you guys out there want to take up the fundraiser and get it going for the club, let me know, and I will put you in charge of that, and you can just have at it. Okay, so we also do ride times. This is an awesome opportunity for your kids because if they're taking lessons, and so they're currently enrolled in lessons, they're coming once a week and can demonstrate they know how to saddle and take care of the horse and be responsible, then they can come out and ride their horse whenever they want without an instructor. But that means parents, you gotta be there to help them in case they need something. So you can't just drop your kid off, let them leave, and then hope that they survive the whole time you're gone on their horse. Nope, you gotta stay there and watch them and make sure they don't need help or nothing happens. So if you guys wanna do that, it is $10 to come and ride on your own for an hour. So one of the hardest things about horseback riding is it takes an incredible amount of time and feel. It takes hours upon hours upon hours upon hours in the saddle just to get good. So come out and take advantage of those ride times. Come out here and grab a horse and let the kid figure out their balance on their own. It'd probably be an awesome opportunity for everybody. If you're in the traveling team, that's something that would be good for you guys to come and do too. Come out and ride. Get your horse ready to go before our next rodeo. Okay, so let's talk about our travel team while I just brought that up. So we have a team that consists of seven students, and they compete in gymkhanas and barrel races, and we travel outside of the valley once a month to barrel races and gymkhanas. So that's another awesome option that if your students are getting better and they want to do, sign up for our traveling team. Let them get out and experience and see what the other competition is like. Okay, another thing we could talk about with Lucky Shoe Riding Club is we also have a 4-H group. So if your kiddo is wanting to get more involved and be more competitive and just be around horses because that's their passion, an option is to join 4-H. We have meetings every Friday. We have about 10 kids in our club, and they learn about horsemanship, showmanship, and do trail courses. And then come August, there's a fair, the San Luis Valley Fair, and they compete in all those events. So it's a good opportunity because they also have to do a volunteer project with the 4-H committee or the 4-H group. They have to do demonstrations, so they have to get out in front of the whole club and demonstrate how to clean a horse's foot, how to saddle, or do something in the horse world. So the deadline to join 4-H has already passed, but that's an option for you guys to be thinking about for next summer. If your kids want to do 4-H, sign them up and give me a call, and I'll talk you guys through that. If you want to learn more about 4-H, I'm going to post a video later to talk a little bit more about that with our 4-H parents, so you guys can tune in there and see that. Okay, so last summer we had a lot of people come and ask me if I wanted to ride horses and train and tune them up. So we started a program that way. If you guys have your own horses and they're naughty or you just need to get them going, you can bring them over and one of our coaches will ride them, or one of our advanced students can put some miles onto them. So it takes a lot of miles sometimes to get a horse going good. So that's the awesome part about having our advanced students here, is they can hop on and we have a program that we follow with each one of our horses. The coaches and the students take them through the program to make sure that they're all on the same page. So we all work together, and the advanced students are talking with the coaches. Did I do this right? What do I need to do now? I have this problem. So if you want to do that, give us a call or get online and you can sign up and have one of us help you with your horse. So we also do horse boarding here at Lucky Shoe Riding Club. So if your student is wanting to get a horse but you live in town and you don't have the option, you can get a horse and we will keep them here. We have pens, we have pasture, and we have an awesome facility that they can come and ride anytime that they want to do that. Even if you're not a student and you're just somebody who has a horse and needs a place to keep them, come out and meet us and check out our facility, and you are more than welcome to keep a horse here. But it's just also kind of fun because we have an awesome community. But there's always people around that can help, and we're like one big family here at Lucky Shoe Riding Club. So, okay, so over the last year or two, we've had a lot of you guys starting to get horses. And I'm sure some of you can know it's gone well sometimes and sometimes it hasn't. So we want to start offering ways to help you guys pick out horses, because it is a hard decision which horse to buy. There's a lot of things you got to look at that you guys don't even know if you're just getting into horses. You got to look at their conformation. You got to look and see if they're sore. You got to see how their temperament is. Just the list goes on and on. So, and there's so many questions that you guys don't even know what to ask for. So we've started a thing where you can do a horse consult. So I will walk you guys to the website and you'll see that we have the option to purchase a horse consult. So you can pick any one of our coaches who are willing to do horse consults, and you can purchase $150 and we'll come out with you. We'll interview the owner. We will look at the horse up and down, ride him, and make sure it's the right fit for you and your horse. Here's the deal, parents. Don't go out and just buy your kid any horse. Horses are 1,200-pound animals. They are dangerous. If you find a cheap horse and you think it's going to be great, just remember that medical expenses can far outweigh the cheap horse. So make sure you're making a wise decision. Make sure you're checking out the horse and it's going to be a good horse. Ask one of us to come with you, because that $150 is going to save you a lot of money in the long run. So with that in mind, this year I am starting a new program as well. I bought 5 new awesome horses that I am going to have our traveling team use this year. And then at the end of August, I am going to sell them all to students if they want them. This is awesome because you guys get to try them out all summer long. See if you fit with them, see if they're going to work for you. And then come August, you can buy them, take them home, and continue using them. A lot of times when you go to purchase horses, you don't get to have a trial period. You have to make your decision that one time that you ride them, and that's hard to do, because what if they're good there and then you take them somewhere else and they have a bad personality or they react ridiculously? So this is awesome because you guys get to test out the horses all summer long, get to see if they fit, and then make your decision in August. Another cool thing is I'm gonna let you guys have the option to make payments. If you are doing good with paying for your lessons and you guys are always on time, then that is definitely an option. So we will do this. If you decide you want the horse, say in April, and you want to start paying for it, and then by August have it paid for, you can take it home and that's now your horse. So that's something else you guys can think of. The only problem is I only have so many horses and we need them all of this summer. So you won't be able to take them home until August. So if you end up buying one of Lucky Shoe Riding Club's horses, yet you don't have a place to keep them, you also can board them here. So that's another option for you to think about. But once you purchase it, don't worry, I won't put a bunch of kids on your horse. It'll be your horse and only your horse. Okay, so we should probably talk about what's going on with this coronavirus. We are going to continue having lessons. We're not going to stop having lessons. We are cutting back our classes to only 5 students per class. That way we don't have a lot of people in contact, and we're keeping our lessons spread out. So we won't have more than 10 people out here at a time, and we are going to make sure that once you get here at Lucky Street Riding Club, you go into the bathroom and you wash your hands right away. When you get done, you wash your hands as well. We are going to leave the saddles out in the sun because the UV rays kill the virus. So if we're on the saddle, you're touching the saddles and it happens to be on there, we're going to make sure that the UV rays are hitting it in the sun, killing all the viruses, and the bridles. So when you're done with your lessons, instead of putting them back in the tack room, we're going to leave them out on the fence so that the sun can bake all that yuckiness away. At the end of the day, I'm going to make sure I go through, clean all the saddles down with disinfectant, and make sure that we're all staying clean and safe. If your student has any slightly cough or runny nose or any of the symptoms that they've been talking about, please make sure you cancel your lesson. Call us, let us know. We are going to understand since everything's going on right now, and we want to keep everybody else safe, and we don't want to be the reason this disease is spreading to a lot of people. So please be aware of that. Please be on top of washing your hands before you come, and talk to your kids about not picking their nose and putting their fingers in their mouth while they're out there riding. Plus, horses are yucky. You don't want to put that in your mouth anyways, right? Or even wear gloves. That way they're not spreading it as much. So if you guys have any more questions about that, please feel free to call me or suggestions. I am all ears to make this season go well and to keep everybody healthy and safe. Okay, so here is our website, and we are going to go ahead and go through it just so you guys know how to work it and know how to sign up for lessons, because we're going to do it all online this year. That way it's a little less stressful for Coach Courtney. So to see this book online tab, we're going to select it. It's going to go ahead and go, and it talks about all the stuff we went over about no-show, if there's bad weather, cancellations, monthly prepaid lessons, and then all about how to sign up and the costs and how to pay for everything. So then down here we have some other services offered. So we have, in August, we're going to do a Women's Day retreat. So for all the moms out there who just want to come, have fun, or you don't have to be a mom, just be a woman and come out and ride, relax, and have some fun with us. And then we also need to talk about this Valley Gymkhana card. So in last year, we're going to do it differently than last year, because I want to make sure that our horses aren't getting overworked and that the kids don't have to share horses, and it just makes it a little bit easier on everyone. So the Valley Gymkhana card is going to be $50. There is only 10 of them. So each kid gets to pick out 4 Lahara Gymkhanas that they want to attend. And then they get their own horse. So they do not have to share a horse when they go to the Gymkhana. And they can do whatever events they want to do. Still will be the same with splitting the fuel. So usually all the parents split the fuel on getting to Lahara, and it usually ranges from like $3 to $5, just depending on how many kids go. Okay, so now up here, if you see, we have the different coaches. For example, we have Jill, Courtney, Gail, and Jordan. So let's just go to me. Actually, let's go through all of them. So we'll start with Jill. So Jill has the different classes because she is only going to teach goat tying and roping. And she's going to teach on Wednesdays. So you can do an individual roping lesson, or the group, the club, or individual goat tying, or the club goat tying class. So let's go ahead and do this individual goat tying class. Okay, so these are the different times she offers on Wednesday. She has 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and 11 a.m. So I'm going to kind of highlight that. There you go, select it. 9 a.m. and I'm gonna press next. I'm gonna fill it all out. We'll do an example with me. Number of participants. So I have it set up, if you guys notice, that you can have 2, because I know a lot of you guys have 2 kiddos. So so most lessons, sometimes we just do an individual with both your kids. So if you have more than 1 kid and you want to just do 2 is okay in an individual class. But more than 2, we need to make it a club class. That way it's fair to your students and to your kids, and everybody's getting the time and the instruction that they need. Okay, so I'm gonna go to book it, number of participants 1. Then it's gonna say, great, you're booked. And I just got a notification to my email, and I got a text message saying, you have a lesson on April 1st with Jill Francis, okay? And also, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get a text message to remind you, so nobody's gonna be forgetting their lessons. Okay, the only downside to this is you can only book 1 lesson at a time. So, I just booked 1 with Jill on Wednesday. But I want to go with Courtney, and we'll do something else. So let's see. So there's a horse consult. You want to look at a horse and you want me to go with you? There it is. You can book now. Let's go ahead and look at that so we can go over it as well. Okay. So before you book a horse consult, if you found a horse you want to look at but you aren't sure, you want a second opinion, call me and say, hey, Courtney, are you available this day, this time, this is where the horse is at? That way I can say, no, I'm not. Can you do this time? Or no, why don't you book it through somebody else? Through Gail or Jordan or Jill or Trudy or Blair. Just so you're not booking it and then I can't do it anyway. So double check with us before you book the horse consult. Okay. Let's see. Okay, well, I think I want to do this beginner all-around club class on Monday. Or I think, let's read about it and see what it is. Oh, okay. This class will be a great entry-level class if you would like to learn every area of riding. We will learn to saddle, groom, lead, catch horses, play games, go on trail rides, learn gymkhana events, and learn how to maneuver through an obstacle course. Oh, that sounds like a good class for me. I like doing it all, so I'm going to go ahead and book it. So I'm going to select the book now. Okay, it's Monday nights from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So I'm going to select that 5 p.m. and go next. And book it. Okay, check out more services. The problem is I want to do that Monday lesson every single Monday. So I'm going to have to go back to it and select it, which this is kind of the downside. I wish I could figure out how to where you can book multiple. So if any of you guys know how to do that, just let me know. That would be great. So I selected it. Okay. I'm going to do book now. Okay, there's the calendar. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go up. So what is today? Okay. So let's say I want to do it next Monday. So Monday's right there. So the 23rd. I can select the 23rd. I can select the 30th. Okay, I already booked it the 23rd. That's why it didn't show up. But there it is, the 30th. So I can select the 30th and do next and book it. Okay, check out more services. I'm gonna go back. Okay, so this is kind of repetitive because I've had to do this a bunch just to get this myself in this beginner all-around club class every Monday for the month of April. But this is going to keep me from overscheduling you guys, booking at the same time. It's going to save me a lot of time because I can't answer the phone or text you guys back when I'm out there teaching your kids. So this is just going to be an overall awesome experience for all of us. All right, there's the 30th. Okay, I already booked that. So I'm good for the month of March, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's see. So let's go over all these other different lessons. We've got a beginner all around. We've got intermediate. So this is for like your student who wants to do everything, who doesn't want to just specialize in one thing. But they've been taking lessons for 1 or 2 years, so we're all going to be about the same level. So this intermediate all around club class is perfect. Beginner is good for all your novice, just beginning kids who are just starting. So our club classes are for 5 years old and up. Our individual lessons are for 4 years old and up. Just want to clarify that. Okay, traveling team club. So we have our traveling team. So this will be their practice. It's going to be on Friday. So unless you have purchased the traveling team card and you know that you are on that traveling team, you will not be signing up for this class. Okay, an individual lesson. Oh, I want to take an individual lesson with Courtney, a one-on-one class. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to go ahead and read it. If you are a beginner, intermediate, or advanced and would like to work on something specific, this is a perfect class. When booking, there's a section you can type in if there's anything particular you need help with or what you'd like to learn. Okay, so let's go ahead and book it now. Let's see, I already am taking a class Monday at 5 p.m. So maybe I'll take one. Let's do a Thursday at 2 p.m. So I'm going to select next. Okay, add to your message. Hi, Courtney. I would like to gain my horse's respect. And develop a partnership. And don't know where to start. Okay, so I'm just going to type that little message in there so that way when I book it for myself, Courtney's going to get an email or a notification that says, oh, this is what Courtney wants to work on. She wants to learn how to gain her horse's respect and develop a partnership. And she doesn't really know where to start. So then when I go in to teach this lesson, I know where to start and I know what's going on with this student and her horse. So here's another thing too. If you own your own horse and you want to take a lesson, you're going to add to this message, I own my own horse, because the price is different if you own your horse or if you're using one of ours. For an individual lesson, if you own your own horse, it is $25. If you are using one of ours, it is $30. So the same thing goes for club. If you're using your own horse, it's $35. If you're using one of ours, it is $40. So make sure you guys let us know in there. There isn't a way that I can adjust the price, so you have got to make sure you tell me. If you have your own horse, then just know that that's going to be different. Okay. Let's go back over all these other lessons with Courtney. Okay, horse trading. You got a horse that you need trained? I charge $20 a ride. You can book it there, or you can text me and say, hey, I need you to ride my horse 3 times over the week. Can I leave him there? And I'll say, sure. Okay, we've got our beginner all around, we've got our intermediate all around, traveling, we have our individual. So individual lessons, you can book that for whatever you want to learn. Just make sure you put that in the message area. Okay, this is our 4-H club group. lesson. If you are in 4-H or you want to just learn how to do 4-H, you can go ahead and join that group. It is not only going to be for 4-H members, but it can be for anybody that wants to join it. It is going to be specializing in showmanship, horsemanship, and trail course. Okay, this next class is going to be our trail ride and games class. So we have a lot of kids who just like to ride for fun and don't want to get serious in competing, so we're going to offer a class just for that. That way they can do what they want and not have to sit back and hate their lives when everybody else wants to barrel race. So we're going to play games, we're going to go on trail rides, and we're going to have a good time in that class. Okay, here's our other class. We're going to do one Gymkhana, Rodeo, and Club that I'm going to teach. So if your kid is not sure if they want to do it or they just want to do the Gymkhanas here in the valley, then that's a good class because we're going to do a lot of exercises and teach the kids how to compete and how to get their horse going so that when we do our buckle series, they can go ahead and compete to the best of their ability. Okay, so those are some of the classes I offer. Okay, now we're going to go over here to Gail Davis, and she's going to teach some of these classes. We've got the intermediate all-around club class. You got individual lessons. Same thing goes for her. The only benefit is with Gail is that she can also teach English, unlike me. So if you want to do one-on-one with her, and she has a wealth of knowledge about horsemanship and showmanship, like she has competed at really high levels. So, yeah, if you guys want to take an individual with her, that's awesome. Okay, another intermediate all-around, which is on Friday, and then she just does the individual English, and then she'll also do the horse consult. Okay, now let's go over to Jordan Neely. So Jordan Neely is going to offer English classes twice a month. They will be on Fridays, April 10th and April 24th. She's going to do a club each of those days and then individual lessons each of those days. If you guys want to get into English, this is an awesome opportunity to come and learn about it and just see if that's something that you guys want to do. Because you can even do English in 4-H. So if your kid is in 4-H and they're competing at fair, this would be a good class to get them into. That way when they go to fair, they know how to compete in it. Okay, as of right now, these are all the classes that will be offered between all 4 of these coaches. Come summer, when Blair and Trudy are able to teach more, they're also going to add the classes that they offer. This way you guys can pick which coaches, which subject that you guys want to learn, and it is just going to make it a whole lot easier for everyone, I think. If it doesn't end up being easier, let me know, and I will rack my brain to figure out a way to make it better. If there isn't a class on here that's offered for you guys that will work or a time that'll work with any of these coaches, let me know. Text me, call me, and we can figure something out and make sure that there's an option for you guys to learn. Come out and ride. So, yeah, I think that covers everything on the booking. If you guys have questions, call me, text me, email me, whatever. Okay, so now let's go over here and look at the rest of our website. Okay, we have camps. So if you guys want to learn more about the camps, there's a camp tab. Well, if it'll go. Okay, we also have the schedule. So all the events that are coming up, I have it on here. That way you guys can get on and know what's going on. So check it out on there. I have here's our summer camps. So it talks a little bit about it. It has the dates. It has what to expect. That way you guys can go through and read all that. It talks about our camp rules. It talks about everything you guys need to bring to camp. It has our registration forms that you guys need to get filled out before. And then we have some pictures from our past camps if you guys want to go through it. Check all that out. Okay, let's see. I also have information on our horse boarding and training, and then our trail rides right there if you guys want to look at that. I've been putting out some blog and newsletters as well to give you guys more information. So if you guys want to read up on some of that, you can. Okay, on this tab, the forms tab. Oh, that was weird. There we go. Forms. So we have got camp forms all right there. We have scholarship application, which I didn't talk about that because the deadline is already passed. But next year, if you guys want to apply for a scholarship, we offer 3 scholarships each year that cover half of the writing club costs. The deadline is March 1st every year. So if you guys want to do that. And then there's your lesson registration form. So that needs to be filled out before or when you get here to take lessons. Okay. Here is the tab for horses for sale. So I have some of the horses on here already that are going to be up for the end of August. We've got Ahmed, we've got Hey Hey, we've got Wendy, and we've got Gucci. So come out and meet these guys. Keep those in your mind in case you guys decide you want to get your kid a horse so they don't have to share or they just have a passion for it. Okay, I think that's everything. If I have missed anything or you guys have questions, please give me a call, text me. Let me know if you're not sure what class your student should be signed up for. Call me and we'll talk about it and we can figure out what class they should do. Or if you're just starting and you aren't sure what all of this means and you still need some more clarification, give me a call, text me, email me, and we will get you guys on the right track. Okay, I also forgot to mention that we have some shirts designs for you guys to think about for Lucky Shoe Riding Club this summer. So, yeah, we're going to start taking orders for these ones because we want to make sure we get our shirts done right away. So, if you guys want to get one of these in your sizes or order one, a hoodie or the jackets like we had last year, I'm going to post them on the website as well. That way you guys can fill it out and order from there, and we can get on getting those ready so we're ready to rock and roll with all our clothing from the beginning of the summer. So I want to go over how I communicate with parents throughout the season, and one of the ways I do it is with our Facebook page. I post everything on there. I try to post all the events and everything that's coming up. And I also use an app called Crew. So that is an awesome way to be able to communicate with the coaches and everybody at one time. That way I'm not having to send a million text messages to everybody. So if you guys could get on the Crew app, that would be so helpful to me. That way we can all talk to each other and figure out what's going on, if practice is canceled or if there's an event coming up that we want to add to our schedule. So please hop on there. I also send out emails, so check your email. A lot of time it goes to the junk email, so follow along and check that junk every now and then and make sure that there's nothing in there from Lucky Shoe Riding Club. If you guys have any questions, comment on this post because it's hard not having the live feedback from you guys. So if you want to have questions, text me, email me, call me, ask me so we can get this all figured out. And if I missed anything, parents, please let me know. Thank you guys for tuning in and following along with Lucky Shoe Riding Club's informational meeting. If you have any questions, feel free to call me, text me at 719-849-1955, or email me at luckyshoeridingclub@gmail.com. And I look so forward to working with all of you and seeing you out here at Lucky Shoe Riding Club.